Man injects his own bodily fluids into an egg. 40 days later, a bizarre creature is created. It even ejects some kind of venom, but no one could have imagined. After that, the man suddenly disappeared. Who knows what happened? The man was a Russian alchemist. The experiment began when he found an unfertilized egg. Then he injected his own bodily fluids into the egg. He sealed it with tape and put it in a plastic box. Then it was placed in a cap to keep it warm, during which time it was kept out of the light. After 40 days, the man opened the lid and a foul smell came over him. He opened the egg and found a dark object inside. Just then, the object suddenly moved. It sprayed some kind of liquid at the man. His arms were burnt. The man was terrified, slapped the monster to death with a book. The man suspected that he had created an alien. He decided to continue the experiment, so he made 5 groups for comparison. He put on a protective suit and opened the eggs one by one. The result was that all the eggs did nothing but spoil. No life forms appeared. He didn't know which part had gone wrong. Then he did many more experiments. Finally, a seemingly perfect life form appeared. He kept this in the water. This thing also has a tentacle-like thing growing out of its head. After a few days, he could see that it had grown much larger. It responds to tapping on the glass. It even started eating meat. The diced meat is sucked into its body as soon as it's put in. What's even more bizarre is that, when he fed it, he felt an electric shock. A multimeter was used to test it, and it was electrified. So the man named it Pikachu. For comparison purposes, the man created another life form in a different form. It had no mouth. It relies entirely on its skin to absorb nutrients. It was similar in size to a starfish. After a few days of feeding, the starfish had grown eyes. The eyeballs turned. The men decided to put Pikachu and the starfish in the same container to see what would happen. At first, they just stayed still and didn't interfere with each other. But then something amazing happened. Pikachu's head and the starfish's body fused together, and Pikachu started to discharge electricity. Was Pikachu attacking the starfish? But after a day, they were still in the same state. The men don't think they are attacking each other, more like a pairing. A few more days passed. The two life forms have completely merged together into a completely new form. It even has ears. It responds instantly to a touch. Teeth sprouted from its mouth. The man names the new life form Shoggoth, but it didn't eat meat, only carrots. Then, after a few more days, the man noticed that Shoggoth suddenly began to eat meat and was very sensitive to the taste of blood. As Shoggoth grew, he started to spit out some liquid. The man took a sample of the water and measured the pH level. The results showed an alkaline liquid. Pouring the liquid into the plant, soon the plant wilted. This means that the liquid it was spitting out could be poisonous. What would happen if you put a fish in it? To his surprise, the fish died the moment it came into contact with the Shoggoth. At the same time, the man was electrified. The man stimulated Shoggoth with a stick. The moment Shoggoth reacted, the voltage changed. In other words, Shoggoth combines all the characteristics of the two previous life forms. It ejects venom and discharges electricity. But no one could have imagined that this would be the last video the man would release. It hasn't been updated since. No one knows what happened. And soon other bloggers questioned his fakery. Through tests, it was revealed that the eggs did not produce any living organisms except for spoilage. He believed that it was impossible to create life in this way. Do you think the life forms created by the man were